our hotel room. It's Wednesday, June 10th, around 3:30 our time here in
Varanasi.
Varanasi. Yeah.
We've learned there's a lot of different ways to pronounce it.
Yeah.
We've also learned that they don't even really speak one language anywhere. It's just kind of like when you're in person with people, just talking like a mix of different dialects and whatever from across the country. So,
Yeah.
But we got in yesterday. So we flew from Atlanta Sunday night, right? And we didn't actually arrive here until like Tuesday midday because of the long flights and the layover in Dubai, basically, and then made it to Ahmedabad, and then another layover, and then made it to Varanasi. So it took some time, 2 days technically of like traveling.
Yeah.
Our feet were so swollen. At least mine were.
No, my ankles
It was really
were
bad. Yeah.
We had just sat and like did everything for like 30 some hours without like actually being horizontal and laying down.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was rough. And then we got here and Hannah had called an Uber at the airport to take us to the hotel, and it was an hour-long drive. And about like 15 minutes or so before we got to our hotel, he basically took us to like a rickshaw company and dropped us off and was like, I can't take you guys any further. And tried to get Hannah to still pay him like the full amount, and then like brought over rickshaw people to take us from there. And so we were like, no, like we're not gonna pay you the whole amount, like you didn't, you know what I mean? So I just like shoved some rupees in his face and was like,
You did good.
and then I mean enough compared to like in proportion. We didn't like
lowball him.
Yeah, no, we probably gave him more than we should have, but anyway. And then we realized that like he definitely works for the rickshaw company as well, because he ended up getting out of his car and then somebody else got into it and drove away. And like he was hanging out with the rickshaw people, so it's definitely like an inside business scheme kind of thing. And so like Hannah was on the phone with the hotel. I'm thinking in my head like, we either take a rickshaw or we walk, like this isn't gonna work. And the hotel company was like, okay, we'll be there in 10 minutes. And like 25-30 minutes later, we're still sitting there. I'm getting impatient. It's really hot outside. So, and we have 2 suitcases and 2 backpacks. So I'm like, we're just going to walk. Like, this isn't, you know what I mean? So we walked. It wasn't terrible, but it was just our first exposure to the Indian, like, street traffic in, like, a metro area. And we had, like, luggage with us, like, no idea the, ways of the road. So it was extremely chaotic.
Yeah, but we did it.
We did it.
It said the feel like around that time was 108 degrees, so it was intense. We were very sweaty. The moment we walked into the hotel, they were like, sit down, drink water. We're like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
I had like sweat stains like halfway down my shirt. It was
hot.
It was very warm, but we did it. We like figured out kind of the ways of how the traffic works. Like, they don't really, if there's pedestrians, they're not stopping. You just have to like book it.
Yeah.
There's no. Go ahead.
No, Hannah said this last night, but it's so true. Like, the one thing we've learned is you cannot hesitate. Like, you either go or you don't. And that goes for cars, rickshaws, tuk-tuks, whatever people, like.
Yeah.
You just
and
go.
Tuk-tuks are like the ones where it's either like an actual bike or it's like a little motorized bike. So it's like a 3-wheel kind of thing where people sit in the front and there's like one driver. It's like open air, whatever. And there's also like the little mopeds, little motorcycles where they can fit like one person on the back, whatever.
They're supposed to fit one, but we've seen entire families sit on them, so I don't know how they do it.
It's insane.
We were talking about like we don't know how they do it without crashing into each other all the time.
Mind-boggling.
Ridiculous. And it's all manual, like everyone's driving stick too, so it's I don't know. It's crazy.
There's no like the roads will have like 2 lanes. The main roads will have like 2 lanes on either side, but half the time they're just like driving in the middle of the 2 lanes.
Yeah, there's literally no rules.
I think we actually stopped at maybe 2 actual red lights.
Yeah.
And then everything else was like to cross to like if you're trying to like turn right, there's no like light. You just kind of like traffic is oncoming this way, you kind of just have to go. Like, there's no,
Yeah.
you have to just put yourself out. It was crazy. Like, ugh,
It was nuts.
yeah.
And
And so much horn honking. Less than I imagined, though.
really,
I thought it was going to be a lot more horn honking.
I don't know how it could be anymore. They honk a lot, but in my head, it's more of like a language. Like, you're not
Yes.
honking out of like anger. You're
Mhm.
honking out of like, hey, I'm here.
And
like,
here, watch out, I'm
yeah.
coming.
Like it's very casual.
Yeah.
How they honk here. So we've seen a lot of differences
Yeah.
in like the traffic of the
Mhm.
states versus here.
There's no, like, sidewalks anywhere, so you're kind of just, like, walking.
You're on the road,
You're
like
on the
with,
road.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at any given time, like you're basically touching like a motorcycle or like a rickshaw, like
Yeah.
inches away.
Yeah,
and
nobody
then
agrees.
they're just so like casually precise about it. It's
Mhm.
insane.
Mhm.
But we got to our hotel, took a chill pill, and then
Yeah.
we realized we were low key really hungry because we hadn't really eaten that day. Well, we ate in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and I had this like interview for like a course
Mhm.
at midnight because of the time change. We're at 9.5 hours ahead of time.
Crazy.
So we only had like some amount of time to go out and get food before we needed to go back in. So we like found this food truck kind of thing,
Little
food stand,
street food.
safe street food,
Yeah.
moms.
They had a bunch of, like, we were, I feel like the research I did, I think when I told this too, but, like, if you're going to eat street food, you need to go somewhere where you see, like,
Other
locals
people,
eating
yeah.
it to know that it's, like, safe. So this one had a lot of people.
Yeah.
We waited in line. We think it was a chaat, which was, like, basically just, this one was, like, chickpeas, which is the main base of it, some potatoes and tomatoes and, like, chilies, all in, like, this masala, like, spicy seasoning, whatever. And he warned us when we got there that it'd be spicy. We're like, no, it's okay. We have to get used to this.
It was
hot.
ridiculous. Like
It was
my
very-
tongue went numb. I felt tears in my eyes.
We were, like, panting.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. So we'll need to work on that.
We have a lot of adjusting to do, but
Yeah.
we're brave.
Yeah, we've shown ourselves, like, we've only been here for just over 24 hours at this point, since we've landed in,
Varanasi.
thank you, okay, I guess, yeah.
Varanasi.
What was the other, Kochi, which is, like, that's like the OG name for it.
Kochi.
Kochi?
Kochi is like a place in the southern region of India, I think. We'll figure it out.
There's another, it starts with a K or something. Yeah, so then we didn't go to sleep till, like, past midnight because Katie had her interview or whatever, and then I, like, could not sleep. It was bad because think about it, it was midday, and, like, even though we had gone all this crazy travel, I was still, like, wired. And my meds told me that, like, one of the potential side effects was, like, vivid, crazy dreams, and so I kept being scared that, like, I was gonna get sick, like, food poisoning already or whatever, and it wasn't. I was just in my head, but I could not sleep.
And we had to wake up at 4:30 for a sunrise Ganges River tour. So we literally got max 3 hours of sleep. And
yeah.
we've been out all day. That's why, like, if I seem tired, that's why. Hannah apparently is not tired at all, which I don't know how. And we have the rest of the day to go. Like, it's not ending anytime soon.
No.
So I think that I'm going to sleep like a rock tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm nodding now.
Yeah.
It's like I finally, like, sat and, like, but
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about today.
Okay.
Okay, so we scheduled a tour for today because we wanted, to have a tour guide for our, like, first time introduction to the city, whatnot.
In India, really. First
yeah.
day in India.
For
pretty
real.
much.
So yeah, I found him on, like, TripAdvisor or whatever it's called. He had really good reviews. Whatever. His name is Arnvin. Arnvin. So yeah, we met him this morning at 5 a.m. in the hotel lobby, and then we walked to one of the ghats. It's called the 84 Ghat, and a ghat is basically the space between the riverbank and, like, the city. So it's usually a bunch of steps, and so this one is called the 84th Ghat because there are 84 steps between the city and the riverbank. And so we walked there. On the way, we saw our second cow.
Mhm.
Yeah, our second cow, we had to dodge a lot of like cow poop and everything, um, whatnot. Let's see.
We did make some observations, like when we first got here, regarding like cow shit on the ground. Oh, we can't curse for the next 2 months. Really, I'm saying that for me because I cuss a lot. But like the smell really is not.
No.
I mean, unless you're literally walking around cow poop, it's really not that bad
No.
at all. And there's so many, like genuinely, there's so many spices going around that it. I'm not saying it masks anything. It just smells like fine
Yeah.
and nice sometimes.
Yeah, Atlanta has smelled worse than this ever.
Like take a step in San Francisco. It's way worse than this. Like this is nothing.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
I agree. I was expecting way worse.
Because we've heard way worse.
Yeah.
And it's really not that bad.
No, not at all.
But we also haven't gone to like a major city yet. Like Varanasi has its kind of purpose and it's beautiful, but it's not like a huge metro area.
Yeah.
But I would say it's pretty populated.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. We learned a lot about Varanasi that we'll go into later about like why it's popular, whatever. But we'll still go through the day.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, we walked to the Ghat. We saw monkeys for the first time. That was cool. They were like hanging from the power lines and whatnot. That was just cool to see. And then we went on the riverboat cruise. We had to like kind of like hop along boats, if you will, to get to our boat. It's fun. I don't know. We got on the boat. It was just like the two of us, our tour guide, and then the two people who were like manning the boat. It was gas powered, which I thought it was gonna be a like hand boat tour, but it was fine. So you want to talk about the boat?
We asked him how to meditate and do like breath control, and he showed us.
Yeah, he's
You
really
do-
chill.
He's so fun.
Yeah.
He showed us this one like breath control thing where you go like you inhale as hard as you can from this nostril, hold it, and then like hold your breath for as long as you can while you're closing your eyes and you're like letting the air flow through you, and then when you're done you open up the other side. Oh, this side. So you do that like over and over again. And then this other one he showed us, should we do it? You're crisscross the entire time also, which I guess we don't really have to show you that, but and then you go like, ready? No, this is what they do.
And then
We're not laughing because it's goofy, but we're laughing because like we feel goofy doing it.
And then sorry, I need to like chill. I can't stop.
I think it's just funny like seeing each other do it because it's not natural for us,
No.
but we will
Oh,
be
100%.
pretty good at it by the end of this
Yeah.
trip, and I think it'll be something that I genuinely adopt because
We all
even
need
just-
some chill.
yeah, even just sitting there like on the Ganges River like doing that with him, which is crazy that what he was saying was so true about like if you just close your eyes and breathe, regardless of the fact that we're honestly it's still chaotic on the river. You have a lot of like loud motorboat sounds. You know that the water is like dirty, whatever. Like it's just there's a lot going on, but he was so right in the sense of you sit there on your boat, close your eyes and breathe, and it feels like there's absolutely nothing around you. Like it was so peaceful. And also there's fish.
Yeah,
There's
that
literally
documentary lied.
Yeah.
We should go comment and be like, we saw them fishing.
Actually, there is a fish in the river.
Yeah, we saw them fishing. They use like the big like nets.
So
Yeah, it was good. We debunked that myth. We've
I'm
debunked a lot of myths already.
Yeah.
Or saying not many myths, but
ideas.
conceptions. Yeah. So yeah, we did the riverboat tour. It was actually incredible. Like it was so. I've never been on the water and seen like a city in that aspect. So that was like just cool to see a city that's truly just like based off this river. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
There were some things that like I was kind of more curious about, like if they had a lot of palaces that have been built over how long is this? 33,000 years this thing's been.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of palaces that have been built, but now they're not palaces anymore. They're like hotels, and so like I don't know. I was just curious, like if that's like sad to them or like like disappointed that these like great like places or hotel. I don't know. I was just curious. There's several of them that were palaces and even some like wasn't one of them a temple that they like the one they filmed place that they filmed in as a temple that was just like deserted and now it's like the filming spot for like Bollywood movies. I don't know.
I honestly would not assume that they look at it in a sad, grieving way of what it once was. I think that like the fact that people are using the temple as a space to film shows that they're drawing attention to it. You know,
Right.
like they're providing a platform for it to be seen,
Yeah.
and therefore appreciated. And I think a lot of the hotels, well, I don't know about like all of the palaces, but there were a lot of like hospice care hotel kind of things on the water because I don't know how much we've spoken about Varanasi, but we probably mentioned that it is like the city of death.
Yeah.
It's where there's like multiple times in your life where you're supposed to go into the Ganges River if you practice Hinduism, when you're born, when you get married, and when you die. And the last one is like the most important, I think, maybe
Yeah.
just in terms of reincarnation
Yeah.
and like breaking the cycle as a human being. Because if you do go in the water when you die or before you die, that's how you break the cycle of reincarnation and remain human when you break it. So a lot of people will bring their like elderly parents, grandparents, whatever, when they're basically on their deathbed, they'll bring them to Varanasi to have that kind of like eternal, like peaceful death and bring them to the river. So there's a lot of, what are they called, hospice centers there
Yeah.
that sometimes cost a lot of money, but also like provide free ones
Yeah.
because the expectation is that you won't remain there for very long. You're there until you die.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of those on the water as well,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. On the water we saw tons of people like swimming in the lake, not the lake,
River.
in the river. Tons and tons of people bathing, like offering like basically these little like bowls that are made of leaves with like different flowers like marigolds and those types of flowers and like a little candle, and then they like wish on it and they put it in the river.
Marigold is a very big thing here.
Yes.
As far as like offerings.
Yes.
In any temple that we saw, or like really any statue, marigold was always there.
Yeah. On the other side of the riverbank was really interesting. They had camels. I've never seen a camel before. That was pretty cool. Like dogs running around. He said so in monsoon season, which happens like in later July, August time here. Like the river goes completely above like the whole other side of the river, and like all these steps on the side of the river that we were like all of Varanasi is on, the water goes above the steps, like the first floor basically of like all these buildings, and that was like insane for me to think about how much water was truly there. Like I can't even, I'm not even describing it well because it's I don't know, so much water. So like the whole other side of the river is just like kind of desert like because monsoon season just like completely covers all of it. That was cool. Yeah. Let's see what else in the river.
Then the tour guide took us off the river and showed us like the nearby temples, some of which have been there for like 900 years.
Yeah.
And are literally tilted and they're still surviving.
Yes.
He showed us this fire that has been kept lit for what they say 3,500 years because it was a gift from Shiva himself, the god, provided them with that fire, and like people's entire job is to like keep it lit. And so we saw that fire and prayed to it, which was really emotional for me for some reason. It's like funny, not funny, but there really is some sort of like you're so immersed in this energy that you even if you're not fully aware of it, right? Even if you're not like super religious, like you can still understand the amount of care and joy and energy that's there, and it genuinely like overwhelmed me. like you can feel it.
Yeah.
And like our tour guide was saying, there's just a feeling of like safety and like goodness when
100%.
you're even when you're around, like they burn dead bodies there to send them into the river. You don't feel a sense of disgust or sadness or like sure you feel a little bit of sadness, but you feel okay. Like you still have this feeling of warmth and like goodness with you.
Yeah.
And that's very real.
Yeah. And the fire that never stops burning is what they use to like burn the bodies. And so they said the eldest son, I think the eldest son, he will like completely shave his head and all of his facial hair, and then he will go to the fire, the holy fire, and to like light something, and then he'll like lead the family to the ghat where they burn the bodies, and he'll like light the body. Just really, yeah, it sat really heavy. Just like the gravity of like this one fire has just had such a play in so many people's lives and whatnot, and that I just felt very lucky that like and privileged that I got to like see that. And one thing I don't know is this city is like it's very touristy because it's people from all over India that come to Varanasi for this reason, to like see these temples, to have their bodies burned here. So like just to be a part of that was just like I can't even like fully process it yet.
Like we saw like the Golden Temple, which is their most like he compared it to like how any other religion you have like this huge pilgrimage where they try and visit like their main site once in their life, and that's the Golden Temple for a lot of people. So we saw like crazy lines going like I would even say like a mile, like just going around buildings, people holding offerings, and just to witness that and have a taste of it, even though we don't actually know everything, like it still just felt so there's a lot to feel there.
Like 3 or 4 hours in line for this to go to the Golden Temple. We saw a few other temples inside, lots of them that were devoted to Shiva, which was really cool. One of them, there was like this like cow that you like got to like whisper in its ear something that you wish, which was really cool. So lots of temples. And then we got in the car, with a little car, and
we saw like this I don't know if you would call it a temple, but it was like this garden, and it's where Buddha had his first sermon. Is that what it's called? What is it? What is that building called? Starts with an S.
Siddharth?
No, that's his name.
Oh.
The building's like it's it's like a Christian's version of church, or like you know what I mean. The building. Like a church or a mosque or a blank, not a temple, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It was just this building that you sit at, and it's where Siddhartha sat when he gave his first sermon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sukha? Sort of, not shuk, I have a picture.
You get the gist.
Yeah.
So we saw that, and our tour guide is extremely knowledgeable. He gave us the entire birth and death story of Siddhartha, who is Buddha. And so we've heard a lot of stories. And we also learned, which I wonder if this is a controversial take, but he mentioned that Buddhism is more of like a way of life or a philosophy, and Hinduism is, obviously a religion. And so like a lot of people practice both naturally.
Yeah.
I wonder if like a Buddhist monk or like someone who heavily practices Buddhism, I wonder if they all think that way, or if a lot of people take it as like a religion. I think a religion is a way of life for a lot of people, so I don't know.
That's true.
But that was a really interesting way of thinking about it.
They in the like where Buddha had his first sermon and whatnot, they had these like really cool like architecture things, like
carvings in the wall.
Yeah, and what was all the bricks, the archaeological
excavations
of like where like these people lived and like where
the people who followed him.
Thank you. Yeah.
They would live with him. He had over 15,000 like not servants but like followers essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could call them monks, but I don't think all of them were.
Okay.
Just people who wanted to follow him.
Yeah.
So there was like excavation sites of like where the houses used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and there was nothing but like the foundation of bricks there. But
yeah, and he was saying that like it's just like the foundations of them because the Mongols, right?
not the Mongols. You're close. It's like Mongol or something.
Okay, what is the
Mogul or something.
Mogul?
Yes,
yeah.
Mogul. Mogul is like how they refer to as Muslims.
Okay.
There's a deep historic tension between Muslims and Hindus, at least in India.
Yeah.
And so a lot of their artifacts that they displayed, they mentioned were destroyed by a certain Muslim group, which we don't really know enough to talk about. I don't think we should. I think we should do some research on it.
But several times he had mentioned that, so.
He also didn't like when I used, so there's two ways to say thank you.
Yeah.
One is like 100% like Hindi language, which is, I asked him like genuinely like 15 times. I'm gonna ask him again when we see him tonight. And the other one is like Sukriya or something like that. And I kept saying Sukriya because it was a lot easier to say than the other one. And he was like, don't say that one. He wouldn't say it like that, but he was like, use this word instead.
Yeah, he would always like say the other word right after you said it. Yeah.
And apparently it's because Sukriya is not 100% of like the Hindi language. It has a mixture of like Islamic language in it. Mm-hmm. So he might just be personally biased, but he is right about like the history of there being a lot of tension and destruction between the two religions. So we'll research.
Yes, we'll get back. But yeah, we walked around this like beautiful garden. It was just immaculately kept. Lots of these trees. I can't even fathom how old these trees are. They were wonderful. And then we walked around the place where Buddha gave his first sermon. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with an S. We'll figure that out. Had these beautiful inscriptions or carvings outside of made of sandstone. It's just, it's so old. Like, I was saying this earlier, like, I'm still, because I haven't really been much I haven't been outside of the U.S. really ever, other than India and Sweden, but, like, so my understanding of what's old is, like, the oldest parts of the U.S., which the oldest parts I've ever been is Boston, and compared to, like, this...
1000 AD.
It kind of just...
Versus 1762, or, you know what I mean?
It was just... it was crazy. But even when I was in Sweden, the oldest thing I saw was, like, 1300. So this is still, like... it was crazy. But then we walked to, like, the museum about this whole area and saw some really interesting...
some cool sculptures.
Saw, like the very, like, when you think of, like, Buddha, like, his stance of him, like, teaching whatever was cool. And we got back in the car. And, like, came back. We got some mangoes, because mangoes are, like, very popular here, especially, like, right now it's, like, their peak season, so we got mangoes. But he said 1 kg, and I don't know why we thought that meant just, like, one mango, but it's 1 kilogram.
Well, I was, like, extra slow, and I thought he was, like, offering us a, like, mango, like, delicacy, sweet treat, whatever, that we just didn't know the term for. Like, he was, like, saying a name of something, like, 1 kg. I was like, okay, like, I'll try 1 kg. No, it's, like, a kilogram of, it was, like, 5 mangoes in a bag.
So now we have 10 mangoes, but I'm sure they're going to be delicious. They're much more green than the ones in the States, so that would be interesting.
Smaller.
Yeah. One other big thing we did was we saw, like, the silk factories, how they make all of, like, the silk products, particularly, like, the saris and whatnot, and the scarves, since that was really, really interesting. We saw, it's okay. We saw a different guide took us through, like, 2 different factories. One was the computer version, where basically it's incredibly cool. Like, I still thinking about it. Basically, do you want
No, go ahead.
Okay, they have these, like, cardboard sheets, if you will, and, like, someone's job, and it's very precise. They like punch these holes in the cardboard that makes this pattern, if you will, and so I'll makes this pattern, and so this machine, like, when it puts the needle through the thing, and there's like 4 layers of string, and I can't even describe it. I'll have to put a video or something because it was so like detailed and crazy. But we saw like the computer. They keep calling it the computer, but it's just like
It's just a machine.
Yeah,
And
machine.
it's a very old machine. Like,
yeah,
like crazy old. Like all the parts work individually.
Yeah.
Like a assembly line that's all bunched up into
Yeah.
one big thing.
mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like a one-man band type of thing.
Yeah.
Where you have like the drums and the piano, whatever.
Yeah,
It's just a big machine, and it you know, weaves silk.
yes,
It's cooler in person. We can't really explain it.
no,
And then the second part of the tour was seeing how they make it by hand rather than machine.
yeah,
So there's 2 ways to make it. The old way and the new way is how he described it.
Yeah.
So the new way was the machine, old way is by hand. And we literally just watched someone like weave the most intricate silk design ever
Yes.
completely by hand.
but they use their feet too. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he said that like to make like a short scarf, it takes about a week to do, 12 hours a day. And he is like, what was it, 9th generation
Yeah.
of having this silk company. There's over like 10,000 households in Varanasi that also do the same thing. Silk is like Varanasi's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not block printing
No.
like some other parts of India.
Yeah.
So we had to get some.
We did.
Had to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But we'll just show you, like, do you have your orange one?
it's okay.
Okay, I'll just show you, like, this was our, like, big purchase. But we're going to use it for the next 2 months every day, if you will. So it was worth it. But it's this, like, it's this handmade silk scarf. Incredibly detailed. Like, I can't even, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned a lot too, just about different patterns and symbols and
Mhm.
things. Like paisley
Yeah.
comes from India.
this one's, like, yeah, that was cool. So, like, this paisley that you'll see in, like, Vera Bradley stuff everywhere. What did it mean? It meant something.
I don't remember, but it came from like not a royal family, but well, actually, yeah.
I think that was, yeah.
Um,
And then, I forgot about this. In the morning when, after we saw the Ghats, where they burn the bodies, whatever, we went to, this Ayurvedic, like, medicine man, if you will. He's like a 6th generation?
yeah,
Generation?
he was 6th generation, but it was like an aromatherapy kind of place. So
Yeah,
they just had a
Ayurvedic
bunch of
medicine,
oils.
Yeah. But we got, 2. He, like, let us smell so many of them. I opened this stuff and, like, it already smells so good in there.
He was telling us, yeah, it does. He was telling us how it's used for so many things, mental clarity,
Yeah.
everything from that to like arthritis.
Yes.
To
For
like
teeth.
yeah,
like,
teeth,
yeah,
even to clean things like cleaning products.
Yeah.
And I think coming from like a Western background, I always kind of have a mentality of like this is bull or whatever, but it's not. Like I actually believe it. My zipper was broken, and he just rubbed like the tiniest bit of sandalwood oil on it, and it like works like a charm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does have many uses.
Yeah. We tried this one. It's basically like Vicks Vapor Rub, but like all natural.
It smelled just like it.
Yeah. And like what you do is like you put a little on your finger, you rub it, and then you just go, and you like breathe it in, and like instantly it was like, just like cooling sensation. It was actually crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had one that we didn't smell, but it was like
The oil of
something
love.
of love. And our tour guide was like, "That's my favorite." He like likes to put it on and go to parties. He's kind of funny. But we also had our first chai in these little clay pots, and then he talked about the difference between like masala for like chai and masala for cooking. We got to like smell the difference too. It was so good. I'm gonna be addicted to chai when we get back. It's like it's bad. Yeah, it was just really cool. Yeah, what else did we do today? There's probably stuff we're missing, but we've been up since 4:30 a.m. and it's 4:12 p.m. And we still
I think I need to take a power nap before
Yeah.
we
Okay.
meet up with him at 5.
Yeah.
And this video is like 40 minutes long now.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye, guys.